Let's solve the following applied problem. Tom has a balance of negative $48.15. He's overdrawn in his checking account. The bank then charges $20 for 2 return checks. Tom then deposits $187.43, then writes a check for $68 and for $103.87. What's his new balance? To find this answer, we'll begin with Tom's balance of negative $48.15. From this, the bank then charges another $20 on top of this for return checks. That means the bank is also going to withdraw $20 more from this negative balance. That would mean that we are subtracting $20 from this balance. To find this answer, consider that we're adding two negative numbers together. And so, adding this, our result will be negative. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. We'll bring down the decimal point. 8 plus 0 is 8. And 4 plus 2 is 6. Tom is now negative $68.15 with a balance in the balance of his bank. From this, Tom now deposits $187.43. So, adding to this balance, he will deposit $187. This would mean that we're adding $187.43 to this. To find this answer, we see that we're adding negative 68.15 to 187.43. To add sign numbers of different signs, we'll subtract the smaller number from the larger number and keep the sign of the bigger number. So that would mean that we really should find 187.43 minus 68.15. So to subtract this, we try to find 5 minus 3, or 3 minus 5, and we can't. So we go to the next column and borrow. 1 dime, this will make 3 dimes, will become 10 pennies. 13 minus 5 becomes 8. 3 minus 1 becomes 2. Again, we cannot subtract 8 from 7, so we borrow 1 10 to make this 7 tens, and 1 10 becomes 10 ones. So now we have 17 minus 8, which is 9, 7 minus 6 is 1, and 1 minus nothing is 1. Since positive 187.43 is larger than negative 68.15, Tom now will have a balance of $119.28 in his account. This is now a positive number. He then writes a check for $68. This would mean from his balance that we will subtract $68 from this balance. 28 cents minus nothing will still be 28 cents. 9 minus 8 is 1. We cannot subtract 6 from 1, so we'll borrow from the hundreds. So this will make no hundreds. And 100 would become 10 $10 bills. So we'll have 11 minus 6 becomes 5. After his first check of $68, he now has a balance of $51.28. But then Tom writes another check for $103.87. So from this balance, Tom again will write a check for $103.87, which we'll subtract from our balance. Again, we have a positive number added to a negative number, and to combine numbers of different signs, we'll subtract the smaller from the larger and keep the sign of the larger number. This would mean that we have $103.87, and we'll subtract from this $51.28. To subtract this, we cannot subtract 8 from 7, so we'll borrow 1 dime, making the 7 dimes, and 1 dime becomes 10 pennies. 17 minus 8 is 9. 7 minus 2 is 5. We'll bring down our decimal point. 3 minus 1 is 2. We cannot subtract 5 from 0, so we'll borrow from the 1, making this 0 hundreds, but 100 is the same as 10 tens. So 10 minus 5 becomes 5. Since negative 103.87 is larger than positive 51.28, the result will be negative. And our subtraction gave us 52.59. This means that after Tom has his negative balance, the bank charges $20 more, He deposits $187.43 and writes 2 checks. His final balance in this account is negative $52.59. So our final answer is Tom's balance is negative $52.59.